everyone. I've been hard at work over the weekend on my latest quilt, which is Quilt 12. In my last video, I was arranging the mosaic pieces. I had come up with the idea with some help and some suggestions for doing a pond with algae and bubbles on it, and so I was developing some circles, some interlocked circles on the surface of the quilt. During that process, I tend to work without my glasses. I'm nearsighted, and so if I stand across the room, my work is blurry, and that's good because it helps me see the overall shapes and overall form that I'm creating. I also take a lot of digital photos. They help me step back from the detail and again see the overall form. When I think I've settled on something, I take the latest photo, which I did later the afternoon of when I made my last video. You can see that image here. And I pull it up in Photoshop, and when I'm in Photoshop, I can begin playing with the kind of borders that I want to put around the quilt, or maybe dividing it into strips or a grid or whatever else I might want to do. And in this case, because I was working with the idea of a pond with algae and bubbles, I thought the border should look sort of like the edge of a pond. So I ended up with this idea. Honestly, I was okay with it, but I wasn't bouncing off the walls. It was just okay. It was a lot like my other quilt, which I call Underfoot, which was meant to look like a forest floor. But I didn't feel I was really doing justice to the circles, because those were something new for me, and I thought they were pretty cool. And so, on a whim, before closing out of Photoshop, I just laid a big circular border into the piece, and then I put a ring inside that, and then that was looking pretty groovy, so I started to break out some of the pieces like they were escaping the circle, added texture to the border, and wham, I had something I was really excited about, and that image is right here. And I shared this image with a few people, and they thought it looked pretty groovy too, so I'm going with this. And the reason I like it is that it evokes a few other things too, maybe like a petri dish with a culture growing inside it. Maybe the culture is escaping the dish, it's out of control. Or it also kind of looks like crop circles, and I love crop circles. I love that art, and I like circles in general. And so I'm going with it, and it's going to be a challenge. I haven't worked with large, clean circular forms before, so I've asked for some advice, and I've gotten some good advice, Crystal, thank you, on how to do that. And I know I'll make it happen. I know I'll make it work, but it's going to be tricky, so wish me luck on that. Right now I'm sewing together the mosaic pieces into strips, and you can see that behind me. I work in vertical strips, sew them from the top down. I have to keep everything in order or I'll mix everything up and screw it up. But when I got them into strips, now I have to go in and iron the seams on the back. I'm about to do that all the way across, and then I'm going to sew the strips together. I start at the left, work my way across. Again, have to keep everything in order or it'll all get jumbled. And then I'll iron all those vertical seams together. Then I'll have my big panel, and that's what I'll use to add my border, my circular border, and go from there. And I'll make another video as I get closer to that step. And I want to thank and welcome all my new Facebook fans. I just put the Facebook page up yesterday, and I've already got well over 80 fans, and that's really exciting for me. So spread the word. I'm really excited to have you all sharing this process with me, and I'll see you